down: left, right, hot, cold, bitter, sweet, focus, distraction. The opposite of focus is distraction, and so to focus, all you need to do really is remove distraction. That's as far as I'm aware, because when I look back to like 2021, it was the best time in my life in terms of productivity. And the reason why was because the inputs were so straightforward. Simply, I was just working or studying, reading, whatever, right? Meditating, running. I was doing a lot of running back then, which is like a contemplative activity. So rarely it's just like, it's a form of meditation in a sense. And just sleeping, like everything was really well put together, everything was well structured. And something I remember when I think back to that time was that I felt really in control. And so it's clear to me then that I was in a good state of focus versus me now. I'm kind of reflecting on how I've been recently. I don't really feel in control of what I'm doing. I don't really trust myself. I feel like if I tell myself I'm going to do something, there's doubt that I won't execute on it. And there's been a lot of inputs recently, and I was like, why can't I do the work? Why can't I just sit down and do what it is I know I need to do to put the needle forward? And it's because I'm distracted. It's because I'm not focused. Like I look at me in the last couple of weeks, I've got loads of different things on my mind, loads of different internal distractions. I've got things that I feel like I need to check, messages that I feel like I need to respond to on a myriad of different social media platforms. I feel like I need to check my YouTube notifications to make sure the video is posted and it's being reached out to the right audience. I feel like I need to be doing a whole bunch of different things, and I'm not really too clear on what it is I needed to do recently. Reflecting on what I need to do to improve and to move forward and to keep progressing, it's clear as day that I need to, back at like me in 2021, I need to remove distractions, and I need to lock in. I need to start meditating again, because like I said, back then I was meditating. It was like I was trying to meditate for as long as possible. So I was challenging myself back then. I was trying to be mindful for like an hour at a time. So just sit down. I meditated before this actually, 5 minutes, and just sit. Well, I meditated for 5 minutes before this. But back then I wanted to meditate for an hour. I never actually got to do that because I kind of just got distracted and then went back to not really meditating as much. But I'm going to build that tolerance up again. The other day, for like maybe a couple of days in a row now, I've been able to meditate for 20-minute periods. And so I'm building up that tolerance again. And so I can end up meditating for an hour. But my key takeaways with me saying all of that is, okay, the opposite of focus is distraction. And so to focus, I need to remove distraction. So that's like, a lot of that is digital distraction, like what apps I have on my phone. I've got a couple of different softwares which I'm going to post in this video to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to show you the lock screen on my phone and how it's just literally black. It's just black. There's nothing what can subconsciously distract me. Is when I turn my phone on, it's focus. I deleted a lot of apps on my phone as well. I deleted a lot of platforms where I get messages on. I deleted emails. I feel like email is like a big one. People don't really talk about that. But I find myself checking emails when I've got nothing else to do. So I deleted Gmail app actually. And I realized I don't need to be checking whether my parcel's shipped or not 5 times a day. It's not that important. And so I deleted that. There's another thing I did on my laptop. I've got a black lock screen on my laptop as well. And I've got this app called Unhook, which essentially is for YouTube. And you can just control what you see on YouTube to the extent where literally it doesn't show me any recommended videos. It doesn't even show me people's channel pictures. It doesn't show me my notifications on YouTube, because obviously I post on YouTube. I don't even get to see that anymore, which is really cool. I don't get to see comments. And the big one is I don't get to see recommended, because this day and age now with all the different content and stuff, is like YouTube knows exactly what I will click on, when and why. So all the thumbnails of the videos in my recommended are just stuff that I would click on depending on what mood I'm in. And so Unhook helps me just get rid of all of these different things, which is pretty cool. But like I said, to take myself to the next level, I really just need to double down and focus, and get rid of the internal distractions. Because what meditation does is it allows you to control those internal distractions. Internal distractions being like, something I would get quite a lot is, I feel a strong desire to go and do something in a moment, but it might not be relevant to what I'm doing in the current moment. So say I'm working on a video. That's not a good example actually. Say I'm sitting down to do some work for my business, and then I have a strong thought that I need to put my clothes in the wash, or maybe I need to go to the gym, or maybe I need to brush my teeth, or just do stuff what's not these are really not good examples, but just do stuff what isn't relevant. Like, it's relevant, but it's not relevant to what I'm doing right now. Without that moment to catch myself having that thought, all of a sudden I could be just doing something what's got nothing to do with, like, it's got nothing to do with what I've actually sat down to go and do. And so I've realized now that as I'm starting to increase my mindfulness again, I'm able to control that a little bit better. And then that sense of control throughout the day is coming about, because it was like a week ago, I was just going about my day and then I had no sense of control. It's just like the day just went and then it's gone, and it's like, whoa, what happened? And versus now, I feel a little bit better. I'm at like the very start stage of focus again. So we're just taking baby steps and moving forward. Another thing is multitasking, because I went through like a whole rabbit hole where I got diagnosed with ADHD, which essentially I went to like get a private, what do you call it when you go and see whether or not you have a certain thing, a diagnosis, something like that. I went to get one of those for ADHD, and essentially I kind of rigged it so they would give me ADHD, because I had in my head that Ritalin would like cure all of my problems, which essentially is like a stimulant, right? It's like a methylphenidate and amphetamine or whatever. And I thought this would cure everything for me, but essentially it was useless, and I ended up binning them, to be honest. Multitasking is something I catch myself doing quite a lot. And if I'm not careful, I can get down a cycle where I'm doing a whole bunch of different things at the same time. And I feel like working my job really messed with my focus as well, because I was doing a lot of multitasking while I was working. Because obviously in my head, the reasoning was that I'm at work, so I may as well, this is dead time, right? I may as well do something to make the time productive. And so I'd listen to audiobooks whilst I'm working, which is multitasking. And I don't have much of an opinion on that, but something I'm trying to do right now, which I've found is helping me quite a lot, is just simply focusing on one task at a time. And what that allows me to do is just feeling control of the moment, and it's just building up that focus muscle, because it literally feels right now painful to, like, say when I'm cooking, just go in and cook the food without listening to an audiobook or listening to a YouTube video. And so I trick myself into thinking that's a form of productivity. And I guess in a sense it is. It's better than like other things you could be doing. But I'm just being really strict to my focus just to build up that muscle and get back to 2021 when I had that sense of just sheer focus. And so I'm trying to keep these videos shorter as well, because what I'm essentially doing is I'm putting 0 to 10K because it's like a series. What I said I was going to do is that I'm going to organize all my YouTube videos. So like say 2 years from now, when I'm at a different stage in my life and I'm doing a different type of videos, what I've noticed is when I go to watch other people's videos and they've got loads of videos, I don't watch the ones before because there's no context for them. It's kind of just like scattershot, scatterbrain. It's like I'm not just going to sit there and just watch a whole bunch of random videos. And so I said to myself, to increase the relevancy of the past videos, what I would do is I'd kind of structure them now so people can go 2 years from now, like I said, go to the very first videos and be like, okay, this is what his mindset was back then, and kind of just watch them and watch as I progress, because it's clear as day. Like, the reason why people love TV series and stuff like that is because it has a plot and it has a story. And not only that, but the story is easy to track. Because if the story is chaos, people still aren't going to want to like commit to that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the rationale with the whole 0 to 10K series. And then what I'm doing is I'm just touching on loads of different points of concern for somebody maybe starting at 0. So like a lot of my concerns before I decided to commit to entrepreneurship was focus, ignorance, like the people around me. I'm trying to think of different topics I've come up with. I can't even think now. But yeah, like all the videos I posted before this, just talking about the different 0 to 10K things. I've got a few more in the bag. I'll just be doing random things throughout the day, and I'll get a glimpse of what my next YouTube video could be. Like, for example, one of the next ones I'm going to do is going to be like 0 to 10K, and then I'm going to put like a dash, and it's going to be about poverty and just like the whole idea of like a poverty consciousness and different stuff like that. And so that's one of the next videos what's coming up. And I'm just talking about mindset here before I get into the nitty-gritty of things. Maybe I'll talk about like specifics when it comes to SMMA, but right now I don't really have much to show for that because I haven't got any clients as of yet. But when I start to get clients and really figure out what it is I'm doing, then I'll start to like talk about what it is I'm doing, because it will have proof of concept rather than me guessing, you know what I mean? So I do know about mindset, so that's why I'm just talking about it here, and I feel like some people can benefit from it. But I feel like anybody watching this video is not going to need teaching on how to focus. It'd be more of like a reaffirm kind of thing, or maybe a nudge, like a snap for you to wake up, or maybe you just want to see what my mindset is.